Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. It feels good to be back. I wanted to create this video. As you can see by the title of it, we are really going to be focusing on that vision for 2022, and even focus with that is vision boarding tips and habits that I have loved in 2021 that I have created and I want to continue to take with me in 2022. So really I'm trying to do a lot of reflection as well as intention in visualizing my 2022. So you might think by the title of this video, like, Sami's probably done so many vision boards. I have done 0 vision boards. I've actually never really been into it. I've never really even been a huge like New Year's resolutions person. And I think I know why, because of how wrong I have been doing it. That is why I want to create this video, because I really do have a lot of confidence that this is actually going to be the best way for my 2022 to come to life. So with that being said, we are going to jump right in. I don't want to waste any time. I do want to give my love and hugs and prayers out to anyone that is going through a tougher time with this whole, new virus coming about. And I don't really love to talk about those things, but that is the reality of the situation we are in. I know that I have a lot of people near and dear to me that are going through it. I've gone through it, so I just really want to send as much, again, healing and love and light to anyone that is going through it or knows someone who is. And I think it's good to kind of be honest about the reality of our world right now, because it's something that we can all actually really relate and connect to in different levels. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so where to begin with your vision board? This is something that I actually had 0 clue about. Again, I've never created one in my life. So I did go with my girlfriend, Alyssa. We went and saw our friend, Lena, who actually is a manifestation coach, and she focuses exactly on what I'm about to share with you. She focuses on a lot of other things too. So I am going to leave her information below because I think she's incredible. She does life coaching, all these different things that I would recommend to anyone. I'll go into coaching in a little bit because that has been a game changer in my life. But with seeing Lena, she really gave me this template, which I will pop up here. That was a huge bonus for me to understand how a visualization board works, even where to begin. Because I think if I think about my visualization boards that I've attempted in the past, again, this is me having 0 intention behind it. It was let me just put a Pinterest board together of photos that kind of look really cool or aesthetic, but it wasn't actually I had any feeling or understanding what was behind it. And so that's what I really want to lean into in these moments that Lena has popped up for me. I want to understand the intention behind each image that I put up on the board. And I also, the biggest thing she kept saying is less focusing on what you want, but what you want to feel when you get there. And that was mind-blowing for me, because I don't think I ever focused on what I want to feel like. You think about it, you could say I want $1 million, and then when you get that $1 million, but you're depressed because you're not happy at where you're at in your life, or you have no love with someone in your life and you wanted that, if you don't understand the feeling that you want when you reach that want, I feel it's not as fulfilling. So that's what I'm so excited about to lean in with you guys, is asking yourself, what do you want to feel when you do get to that want that we're going to put on that vision board? My hands are on fire. I mean, I feel I could make an entire video of my movements of my hands. Chill, Sami, chill. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through just a couple different tiers or different sections, because if we went through all of them, this might be a very long video. So I'm just going to walk you guys through some of the top 3 ones that I'm going to plan out and how I'm going to do that. So let's take, I'm looking at my computer because I wrote them out. And that would be something I actually recommend with how to actually do this process, is write it all out, you guys, before you go to that vision board. Because I even did a whole session with Lena where I talked about each one. I'm such a communicator. When I speak it into existence, it's way better for me. So even if you have a friend or you wanted to record yourself like this, talking out loud of each section, it'll help you have a way better vision of going into that vision board, instead of, again, just picking photos that feel like they're aesthetically pleasing. I think I can do that on Pinterest, get carried away of like photos that just look really cool instead of actually having meaning to me. Okay, let's start with a section called home. So one of my things for home, I think, is finishing my home is a really big 2022 moment. I live in a rental, and so I feel like I've kind of created these feelings towards my rental that like, I don't need to finish it, or I don't need to make it so homey. But at the end of the day, I've been here for almost 3 years and I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. So I think it's time for me to make it home because it brings me a lot of peace. So this is where I go into how it's going to make me feel and the steps I want to take also to make my home a home. So first click for me, visually, I'm seeing my home, I'm visualizing it coming together, and this is where you can grab those images off of Pinterest of what your dream home looks like. Again, this is totally just reflecting on my vision to help you guys understand how to do this, to my understanding as well. No master at this. Let's actually really put that out there. I am no master at this. This is my first one. So Lena just gave me some tips. Here we go. But I visualize my home. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Down to what do the windows look like? What does the couch in there look like? Is it a gray couch? Is it a cloud couch? Is it L space? Like, visualize this place and get so granular with it. And it's okay if you change your mind, I promise, but really visualize it and believe that this is your home. So 2022, my home section, I really want to finish it. So steps I'm going to take to do that is I'm going to set time aside to actually find furniture or picture frames, things that will create this space. Again, that will help with my visualization of what that means for me. So after I create those steps of how to make my home, I will also focus on how it will make me feel. So for me, it'll make me feel peace. It'll make me feel like this is my sanctuary. It'll make me feel motivated to film more, to be more creative. When my home is organized and looking a certain way, I get so creative. I can feel it now. Have you ever gone to a location, like a beautiful hotel or even being in nature, and you just find this creative burst in you? I really want to create that in my home because I spend a lot of time in my home, and we might be spending more time in our homes than we think. So wherever your place is, this is me wanting to create that place to have peace, sanctuary, creativity really come to life. So that would be my home section. Sounds good, right? Okay, let's do the section travel and hobbies. So travel and hobbies is its own section, and two things that come to my mind for this. Travel, what comes to my mind is doing a staycation or a traveling experience once a month. That might sound crazy to you, but what happened with JT and I when we obviously all were in quarantine, we really appreciated traveling and obviously having these moments outside of our space. But what was cool is when I say staycation, it was us going to a place that's an hour away in a little, Airbnb and creating a one night stay moment. It doesn't have to be this extravagant travel experience. It could be going and staying at a friend's house that we have that live in San Diego, calling that girlfriend that you haven't seen in years, saying, hey, we're coming to visit. That is what the space I want to create. And why I wanted to do that is because it creates that spontaneous side of me that makes me feel happy and excited, connected with JT, connected with myself. It makes me feel worldly. It makes me feel grateful and appreciate my life even more. It makes me feel really happy. So I just know traveling is really big for me, but in a small way, meaning I don't need to go to Bora Bora once a month. I mean, that would be cool. I ain't turning that down. Okay, and then my hobbies, this is actually a really interesting one, but my hobbies that I want to get into is one of them is NFTs. JT has really deep dived into NFTs, and I am one that I'm just really curious about these new and upcoming things. Some of you guys might be like, I'm a pro at NFTs, or some of you might be like, I don't even understand them either. Well, that is something that I would like to do as a hobby. And the reason I want to do them is because I want to feel inspired. I think NFTs is like this creative place that I've seen so many artists and different types of people create. I don't know, it's new to me. And so I think I want to feel creative, inspired, and curious. Like I'm excited to learn something new and something very out of my comfort zone. So I'm thinking of starting like an NFT little girl group of like women who are also curious and like see if we like it. So my first thing to do for that NFT moment would be find girls who want to join the group. Like that could be a step one. So that'll be some steps I will list behind the NFT travel hobby moment. Okay, and then I'll do one more category. I'll do personal growth. This is obviously a fan favorite. And I think one thing that comes to mind that I really want to bring into 2022 is connectedness. Like that's my word. Me connecting to myself has been the biggest thing that has affected all areas of my life, through my relationships, through my work, through just my spirituality, through gaining more confidence. Like there's so many things that choosing to understand what it feels like to connect to myself has brought me. I just want to dive even deeper. So one of the things that I've actually never done is go on a retreat. And this is a retreat that I don't even know yet what it is, but it's something about connecting to yourself. Maybe it's a meditation retreat, or yeah, I'm really open, but a spiritual retreat is like something I'd really love to do. So that is something that I would love for 2022. And then I'll probably have many more little goals in there. So that is a example of certain areas of how I'm thinking and visualizing and gonna create that onto my 2022 board. I hope that was helpful. Again, there are a lot of great videos that I watched on here of how to create a vision board. I'm not gonna go deep into how to do it on Canva and like all that good stuff because your girl is not tech savvy at all. So it'll probably take me a good while to also understand it. Let me show you this. Hold on. So my girl Lena did give me this like quartz board. I don't know if I'm saying it right, which I absolutely love. It is really large. She was like, I only have this one and it's super big, but I kind of want it to live on my desktop and my phone. I don't know if I'll have this like in the open as much. So I might just create it on Canva and just create it to fit my desktop on my computer and then a smaller one for my phone, just because I think that this would go into a closet and I would hide it. So that's just realistically for me. But again, if you're like, no, I really am arts and crafts type of gal and I want to like really put it onto something, I think this is like an awesome board. All right, so next I want to go into tips and habits that helped me in 2021 that I do want to bring with me into I don't know why I cannot say 2021 and 2020. 2022 actually is a mouth load. I want to talk about the habits that I want to bring into 2021, into 2022, or that I brought into 2021. This I actually do think is super helpful. This is more of that reflection part that I did really enjoy kind of picking out what I really am so grateful and proud of myself for working on in 2021, and also what I can be better at in 2022. So a little reflection moment I think will also get you super excited, motivated, and inspired for your board. So I'm just gonna list a few again to give examples and you guys can really tackle it of what sinks in for you. Number one tip and habit that I want to take into the new year is waking up early. I think these last couple months, obviously when it comes to the end of the year with the holidays, I've been waking up a little bit later, and I love waking up early once I am up. Don't get me wrong, it's hard for me to actually get out of bed, but once I am up and I have that alone time for me, I have enough time for my morning routine, it really changes my day. It changes my day so much. I mean, they say the saying, like, you set the tone of your day by your morning. I'm so saying that wrong. Let's pop up the real quote up here because your girl ain't saying it right. But pretty much the morning sets the tone of your day, I feel like. That might be it. Can't with myself. This is another one that I think will help with my procrastination. Making lists and having systems. So being more organized pretty much. I think when I start the year, I get really excited and I'm super organized, and I slowly see that deteriorate through the rest of the year. But I cannot tell you how much my life feels better when I am organized. I am by no means type A, so I feel like me having a system that works for me is super important, and I have created these systems like my mind dumps and my journal routines. These all help me set up for success in being organized and to not procrastinate. So I really want to lean into those systems in 2022. That also means having the routine of the night before, getting my systems set and organized so that I wake up the next morning and I already know what I'm gonna do. My Google Calendar is so set, color-coded. Like, it really does make you feel so much more motivated, excited, and ready for the day. Another habit that should not be surprising here is a morning routine, and even to get more granular with that is to meditate. Meditating has been one of my favorite habits that I've leaned into in 2021. And for anyone that has never done meditation or has been actually trying it for so long and does not feel the benefits, you do need to figure out what works for you. I tried Headspace, I tried Calm. I used to even go to a meditation place before when I even was just trying. And I think what started to work for me is I started actually on YouTube, free meditations, and kind of discovering which meditations worked for me. For some reason, I just really leaned on YouTube. Then from there, I found a meditation called Insight Timer, and they just have so many different meditations that was super helpful. And then even now, I have a coach that I work on with different things, and he helps me with meditation as well. So I think meditation has truly changed my life. I think meditation and visualization go hand in hand for me. So a tip that I do is every night before bed, my girl Shelby also shared this with me when I was really sick. She was like, you should visualize yourself in the next day, how you want to feel, what you look like in your day, like what is the energy that your day is bringing, but you think about the night before. So even when I was really sick and under the weather, I would visualize myself and really almost put myself into the next day, what I feel like, what my day's looking like, and I really would just go through my day and visualize it. There's so much power in visualization. That is something else that I researched on YouTube a lot. I am no teacher at it, so I think I can't talk into it yet, but just dabble, just get curious. In 2021, I was super curious about self-growth, still am, and I'm still progressing always, but meditation and visualization were huge. So that is something, habits and tips I will take into the next year. So the last one, it kind of goes into the meditation one, but I just want to say this, or goes into the routines, was a habit I'm going to take into the next year is connecting to myself. So connecting to myself and prioritizing to myself. That was something that I leaned into so hard this year, and it brought me the most fruit ever. It is crazy when you get still with yourself and ask yourself questions, get to know your body. I did not understand the extent of how much my body talks to me until this year, which is crazy being in fitness and working out every day. I now I feel like I'm having full-on conversations with my body. It tells me when it's in pain, it tells me when it needs to relax, and yours does too. So I think connecting to yourself and even wanting that, saying that out loud, I think there's going to be so much that comes from that. You don't have to know how to do it. I never knew step 1, step 2, step 3. I just asked out loud, I am listening. I want to connect to myself. I'm ready to connect to myself. Please show me what that looks like. And more, if it was podcasts that I was listening to or guides that I got to meet or coaches, it just really came in front of me. So don't worry, you don't have to know what that means. I think as long as you want it, it will come your way. So with connecting to myself and that prioritization, it includes movement, obviously. I mean, that is just one of the biggest things that helps me in my day-to-day. So taking that, meditation, staying curious, having coaches. And again, when I say have coaches, a lot of my coaches are people that have never met me. It's me listening to people in podcasts or through TikTok, Instagram, all these platforms that we have now. So it's not you have to go spend a lot of money and find a coach. I do have someone now that is a therapist, but he actually works with me through the body. So healing through my body instead of verbally communicating as much. That's a whole other thing, but I was curious and here I am. So, all right, my loves, I hope this video was helpful. I know this was just a lot of talking to the camera, but I really wanted to talk through these steps with you guys and share how I'm going to do my board. I am going to spend some time on it and really it probably will take me a little bit of time again because I am just so bad with technology. So me even on Canva could take a minute. JT did his in one night, which his is really cool. I'll ask him if I can pop it up here. But yeah, I encourage you guys to do it. Even if you're watching this video and it is January already, it is never too late, and I want you to understand that you absolutely could go do that board tonight. But you guys lean in. I'm so excited for 2022 and what it brings you. I hope this video was helpful. If it is, please give it a thumbs up or comment below what you guys want to see next. It is 2022, the amount of times I've said that, 2022. Tell me what videos though you guys are excited to see in this new year. Also, I hope you guys are involved in the challenge that starts January 3rd. If it is, again, already January, you could jump in at any time, but it's gonna have those meal plans and workouts. So kind of everything that I'm visualizing right now, say on your board, it is about your body and it is about getting connected to yourself, eating right, all those things. If that is something that is on your board, this January challenge is for you, let me tell you. All right, my loves, I love you guys. You are the best. Thanks for listening to me rant, and I'll talk to you next time.